drink? Who got that drink? Who got that smoke? I need that sting. Oh, that's your girl, that bitch fucking the team. Oh, that's your girl, that bitch fucking the team.
You clicked on this video, so you probably already know all about South Pole. But if you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you about some obscure offshoot brands that all of the surface level trend hopping 2000s fashion enthusiasts have never heard of. So stick around to the end for that, guys. In this video, I'm going to give a pretty quick summary of the brand's origins, and then I'm going to get into what made them so popular, and then I'm going to give my thoughts quickly on the brand, and then I'm going to show you guys some pieces. I'm going to show you guys three, I have three South Pole items at the end of this video that I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to take a closer look at. South Pole is a brand with pretty humble beginnings, with David Kim and Kenny Kim immigrating to America from South Korea in 1977. It took David a while to actually get the brand started, with him working regular jobs, then using his savings to start a very small retail clothing store in 1981 in Brownsville, Brooklyn. At this boutique, they would resell popular hip-hop brands, being an outlet for all of the styles that were popular and trendy in the hip-hop movement at this time. Because of their location, this is the style that was super popular at the time. However, not only were the brands themselves popular, the actual large sizes of clothing would sell out super fast. So to combat this, they actually set up their own wholesale company called Wicked Fashions. The purpose of this company was to import blank clothing in large sizes and large quantities from Pakistan at a discounted rate. These would sell extremely well. However, they realized extremely quickly that instead of just becoming a boutique, they should actually become a brand, and they launched the brand South Pole. Now, the name of this brand came from how very recently to them creating the brand, South Korean expeditioners had made it to the Southern Pole. And that's why they named it South Pole. It was supposed to symbolize ambition and heritage, sort of the ethos of them moving to America for the idea of economic opportunity. Sort of, was in the name South Pole for them. I feel like the success of the brand South Pole came from them staying with their same business model that they started out with. They kept a very low price point, which was very appealing for the average fan of hip-hop, because a lot of the hip-hop brands were luxury brands that were super hard to afford. Having similar designs as these more luxury brands made South Pole super duper appealing to all fans of hip-hop. And not only was it super appealing, it was extremely accessible because it was sold in a lot of mall stores. They would source their clothing directly to, popular mall stores like JCPenney, Sears. Regular stores where you would find normal clothing would also be selling South Pole. One of these aforementioned luxury streetwear brands was called Iceberg, and basically what this clothing brand would do was sell extremely high priced for the time clothing items with images of cartoon characters, with Looney Tunes characters. And while this is an original idea, the licensing is not unique in and of itself. So South Pole decided to exploit this opportunity by purchasing the licensing from Warner Bros. To have the Looney Tunes characters on their new offshoot brand called Lot 29. I feel like a lot of people who are into the vintage clothing space are familiar with Lot 29, but I feel like some people are unsure what the connection is to South Pole. They are not the same brand. It is a direct offshoot brand, and the reason that it was terminated so far before South Pole, South Pole is still active and Lot 29 is not. The reason for that is because the Warner Bros. License just became too expensive at a certain point when the baggy streetwear trend sort of started to die off. Speaking of the heights of South Pole, it was the mid 2000s where sort of there was the peak and then the sort of slight decline of South Pole as the baggy brands such as Rockaware, Sean John, Echo, and all the other brands all sort of fell out of favor, them still being popular at the maximum point of saturation, people would still buy them. However, they weren't necessarily considered cool anymore in the popular modern zeitgeist. The reason that this was such a big problem for SOUTHPOLE is because SOUTHPOLE was kind of just like riding on the coattails of these luxury street fashion brands, hoping that, just copying those, similar designs would, get them, more sales to the average individual. But when those designs are no longer popular in the modern zeitgeist, then SOUTHPOLE takes a huge hit. So this evaporated Lot 29, and another huge hit was that brick and mortar stores, malls started to shut down, instead trading out for online shopping. And when fast fashion sort of, became a more, worldwide thing, that kind of occupied the space that SOUTHPOLE was previously occupying. Anytime there was a trend in streetwear, SOUTHPOLE would sort of jump on that. Now that fast fashion can sort of take that same spot, SOUTHPOLE doesn't really have a place to go, and the brand has never reclaimed its same popularity, at least not its newer pieces. However, I guess now we're going to talk about my thoughts. So where's this brand at now? What are my thoughts on it? Every 10 to 20 years, there is a loop of fashion where the trends sort of reset themselves and people get infatuated with the trends of what happened 20 years ago. So right now, that is the 90s and the early 2000s, and people are reminiscing on what brands were popular then. SOUTHPOLE was super, high saturation, so there's a lot of vintage SOUTHPOLE pieces, and they are in the styles of the other more luxury brands. So SOUTHPOLE is one of the brands that is most hyped up for the modern, layman, average, entry-level fashion, 2000s fashion enthusiast. Somebody who calls 2000s fashion Y2K is going to be interested in the brand SOUTHPOLE. Because of this, it's not really a brand that I am super duper interested in. I do appreciate its place in hip-hop fashion, and I really like its business model. So for those reasons, I really respect the brand. But, the place it's at now is really interesting because the brand itself, the actual brand new pieces, can only be found in outlet stores like Ross and what's the other one? I like TJ Maxx and places like that. However, the old vintage pieces are really sought after, but they're really sought after by the least cool people in fashion to me. People who are into skateboarding fashion but don't actually skate are into SOUTHPOLE. That's how I associate it. And because of that, I'm really not into SOUTHPOLE. However, I do have some pieces because SOUTHPOLE, because it has such a deep connection to hip-hop, there are certain pieces that are extremely hyped up. Let me talk about them. So in the sort of niche of fashion that I'm into, the baggy hip-hop fashion, the Shiney SOUTHPOLE jeans are extremely highly sought after. There's a lot of brands that make shiny jeans, but for some reason SOUTHPOLE just made the ones that were the most, I guess, popular. Maybe they were the most notorious. There's tons of brands that make them that just look way cooler. For example, I don't know if it's Eminem's brand. I don't know whose brand it is, but Eminem made shiny jeans. The brand Woo Wear also made shiny jeans. A lot of the hip-hop brands made shiny jeans. The actual textiles are really expensive, and it's really hard to make jeans that have this shine without just doing a wax wash. And yeah, so I'm going to be showing a pair of those. I guess I'm going to show them off first. So SOUTHPOLE, of course they had to make, some garments for winter weather, and that's what this pair of jeans is for. It's not just their regular shiny jeans. This is the SPG Function offshoot brand. So as you can see, it says SOUTHPOLE Function right there. I don't really know what the G stands for. It says SOUTHPOLE on the buttons. We have this amazing fabric that you can see, super shiny with the little yellow fabric detailing. This is only 34 by 31, so it's actually kind of small on me. And then these patches on the knees, they open up. It's so amazing. I thought it was just a double knee for the longest time, but no, these are actually pockets. Yeah, pockets on your knees. And then we don't just got pockets on both knees, both sides functional, by the way. We got pockets down at the bottom. Now, this sort of cargo look is really extreme, and I've honestly never seen it before. Cargo pockets super down low, almost at the foot of the pants. But I think that it looks super good. I love that there's one on the back, so it like goes over the side. Just makes it super clustered in a cool way. The back pockets are nice. I like that they're square. For some reason, they made all of the pockets square for all of their Shiney jeans. But yeah, shout out these Southpole SPG function jeans. Love them. So this pair of jeans, I gotta do a little bit of explaining. They are Southpole. They have a nice whisker fade wash. I'm not the one who hemmed these. I found these for free. I'm selling these on my Depop for a really cheap price. You should check the link down below to check out the jeans before this and these ones right here. I got a super decent price on these ones. I'm probably going to do something like really low. I don't even know yet. I haven't uploaded. But yeah, these are definitely for sale. Super discounted price because of that unfortunate hem. But they got a really nice whisker fade. There will be pictures on the listing of me trying them on. I actually found like they still fit super baggy. They're so long that they just like have that perfect like baggy stacked look anyway, even though they're hemmed like that. So yeah. Oh, and then this is a super cool detail. Love that detailing right there. I love that it says Southpole on the button right above the Southpole logo. And then, yeah, real quick, I'll just show you guys the back. But I just love these little tiny metal details. Like, it's so above and beyond. And then the back is cool, too. It has this nice little, like, swoosh design on the pockets. It's got that little motif, again, with, you know, the embossment and then the little logo beneath it. And then we got this little back patch. I forget what these are called, but it says Southpole on it. It's cool. So just for an example of how low the prices on my Depop are, this was listed for $50, but because I allow everything to be open for offers, this actually got sold for only $35. And as you can see, it is not super duper cheap quality. This is actually really high quality. It's actually super duper heavy. It's got these nice pockets, big, you know, spell out logo splash on the front. I love these varsity stripes, but you know, my favorite part has definitely got to be just like the quality inside. You can kind of see right here, but I'll definitely show in a second. But yeah, it's just super nice. I kind of like the way that the label is on here. I don't know why I like that so much for some reason. But yeah, these arms are super big. I love the puffy style. And then yeah, inside this thing is insulated, so it's like super duper warm. Perfect for like the winter. So Southpole definitely used to make better garments. This is dead stock, I believe. I don't remember how I got this, but I remember I didn't get it for that much money. That's why it was $30, dude. Okay, sorry I started plugging my Depop so much at the end there, but I want you guys to have some cheap Southpole items too, not me, the only one that have them. Anyway, thanks for watching to the end. If you like this video, you clearly like this video, you watched to the end, drop a like, bro. You clearly also like me if you like this video, because I made the video, so you should drop a subscribe. And if you watch this video for this long, geez, I hope you have something to say. Leave a comment down below. Maybe another brand that I should do a breakdown on. Which one of the pieces was your favorite? Or if you like this brand. A lot of people have a very deep love for this brand. And some people are like me where they just don't care for it at all. I do care for it. I don't care for it at all. It's just not a hype brand to me. I don't search after it. So comment down below how you feel about this brand. And like I said, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I try and make fashion videos sort of every day that I can upload. And yeah, come join the community. Peace.